My test, my test. Lord, grant me the grace that I need to have in order to fulfill the vision and the mission that you have placed inside of my life according to your divine and perfect will. My test, my test. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to go back. I got to keep going. Everybody's in a test. Either you at the beginning of your test, you at the end of your test, you in the middle of your test, but wherever you are in your test, I want to encourage you not to give up. Oftentimes we be in the middle of our test, and that's the hardest part. And so what we do is we stop. We be like, I'm not finna finish this. This is too hard. This is getting harder and harder. This is getting rougher and rougher. And we turn around and then we go back to the beginning, not realizing and understanding in order for us to have the blessings and the gift that God had for us according to his divine and perfect will, you got to pass those tests. You have to be determined that you're not going to give up. You have to stop a lot of times and say, Lord, grant me grace and mercy that I need in order to fulfill this test. Lord, give me what I need in order to pass this test. Lord, show me if there are people in my life that I'm trying to pick up along the way to help me get through this that are causing me to hinder. And I got to let them go. I got to take responsibility for what I'm doing. Lord, help me. We in a test. Everybody's in a test. Congratulations to those of you who passed the test. God bless you. God, many blessings upon thee. I thank God for you. God bless those who are at the beginning of the test. God bless you. May God grant strength and peace upon your life that you may get through that test. But those of us that are in the middle of the test or 3/4 of the way of the test, God give us strength and grace and mercy so that we don't go back, so that we can keep going. Lord, show us who we need to, talk to. Show us who we need to minister to. Show us who we need to, to be a blessing to while we're in our test. We can bless others while we're in the test. Let's not think about ourselves. Take your eyes and focus off yourself and bless somebody else. Seek God and find out who can you be a blessing to. Who can you help while you're in the middle of your test? And then you begin to realize and look up one day and it'll be suddenly. You be past that test. You be like, Lord, all of a sudden, God said it didn't happen all of a sudden. It was because you took your eyes off your own self. You stopped thinking about yourself and you start thinking about other people. My test. My testimony after the test. My testimony while in the test. My testimony at the beginning of the test. A lot of times we have tests. We have tests in the natural. We have tests in the spiritual. You go to the doctors or you go somewhere or you're in school and here come a test and you get nervous and you get anxious and you start worrying. And then after the test is over, you be like, wow, I overthought that. That's how we do spiritually. Sometimes we think it's just so hard. We think about all this different stuff. And God said, listen, I got you in that test because I want to prove, I'm proving you. I need to prove you that you can handle the blessings that I want to give you. I want to make sure that you don't forget where you've come from. I want to make sure that you don't let pride and you start become self-centered when I bless you. So I got to prove you. So God began to have me study in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8, verse number 2. I was like, okay, in the wilderness. I'm like, okay, Lord, you got to go through. God said, I want to see what's inside of you. So in order for me to see what's inside of you, I got to test you. I got to test you. But just realize and understand that when you get to chapter number 7 in Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 7, I'm coming out victorious. I'm coming out on top. I'm coming out with the blessings that God has for me. I am more than a conqueror. But while I'm going through, I realize that I'm above and not beneath. I'm a lender and not a borrower. The joy of the Lord is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I will not look down. I will continue to look up. My strength is drawn from God. When I am weak, God is made strong inside of me. You got to learn how to encourage yourself. You're in a test, but don't give up. You're in a test. You got to keep going. You're in a test. Seek God and find out who you need to bless while you're in the test. Who you need to drop off while you're in the test. Because a lot of times we're in the test and we're trying to take other people along with us, and that's a heavy load. God said, I didn't design for you to take care of other people. I designed for you to worship me in spirit and truth. But what you do is you went back there and try to get somebody else. You're trying to fix their problem. You can't even fix your own problem. Learn how to tell people, I don't know. I don't know. You need to pray. You need to seek God. That's the right answer, especially if you don't know. If God has given you revelation knowledge on what to say and what to do, encourage that person and keep going. And don't take God's glory from him. If they say, well, I want to thank you, your response should be to God be the glory. You're in a test. Don't give up. You're in a test. Keep going. You're at the end of the test. Congratulations. But remember that the more God gives you, the bigger the blessings, the greater the demons come. The bigger the blessings, the more trials and tribulations come. But just know that God's anointing gets greater and greater no matter what you're going through. The anointing gets greater. You can do it. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I'm not going to let fear hinder me another day. I'm going to keep going. The joy of the Lord is my strength. I am more than a conqueror. Encourage yourself. Encourage yourself. Encourage yourself. I'm in a test. My test. I'm not going to go back. My test. I got to keep going. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. My test is a testimony. God bless you and God keep you. House of Prayer Ministry.